What was your guys' first initial reaction hearing about Rocksmith?
The first time I ever came across it, or? Well, the first time I ever came across Rocksmith was at a festival in Europe, and I got to play the game, and the guy who was demoing it gave me a copy, and I had a go at it. Thought it was pretty cool, or actually very cool if you compare it to the Guitar Hero one, where it's like I had to learn how the buttons work. I mean, I'm probably worse at Guitar Hero than I am at Rocksmith.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one time I played it too, was a couple of years ago at the festival. I never played the new game, but I will soon, I hope.
How do you guys feel about your song being on the new Rocksmith?
That's always great. I mean, it's that's where people hear music nowadays. There's a lot of from video games and stuff. I mean, had we been kids at this point in time, it'd be the way that we heard new music as well, to a certain extent. So that's can only be a good thing.
Do you guys usually like playing rhythm games?
I only play every once in a while, like games like that. I played Rocksmith a bit, and I played mostly, for me, it's the sort of dance-off games. I'm not a big dancer, but I sometimes do the occasional dance-off against my kids, So that one is the one I play, I think.
Yeah, I don't play a lot of bunch of games. I did, but this is something that would be fun to do, especially if you already play guitar. It's easy going. Hopefully.
Finally a game where you can beat your kids.
Do you guys think that you'll use Rocksmith as a practice tool?
I don't really practice at all. I have to say, it's for me, it's more, we play, live shows, and the rest is for music. I don't think that I would myself use it as a practice tool, but I can understand, how you would do that, and I think that other people should do that. But for me, I don't really practice guitar. I mean, I play guitar, I fiddle around with it, but it's I just from whatever comes from the top of your head.
I think it's probably amazing if you're learning to play guitar and just to be able to play with the music you like. That's the way you learn. Start out playing guitar, you would put on a record and try to play along. So it's pretty much the same thing, but more the deluxe version of that.
If you had another band to play with, who would you play with?
Whoever would have me, I guess. No, I mean, well, of course, AC/DC would be fun.
Or the Stones.
If you guys were growing up around this time, do you think you guys would pick up Rocksmith and use it as a tool to learn how to play music?
Yeah, then I definitely do that.
Yeah, I think, like I said before, I think it's a great way to, to learn to play guitar. It's always, I mean, you need to play with something. If you just sit around and play guitar by itself, it's kind of hard to get the feeling for it, I think. So I think it's a great tool.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can evolve in that thing where you can play with other band members, it'd be pretty cool if you could put your band together and stuff with some sort of an all-star band. That sounds pretty rad.
What advice would you give to somebody starting out Rocksmith for the first time?
Well, if you're trying the game, then you're just having fun with it, and then you should just keep going. But if you're trying to, well, I guess it's the same thing. If you're trying to learn how to play guitar as well, the only real thing to do if you want to learn how to do something is, practice, or, actually do it,
Yeah, practice, and then eventually, everything will fall into place.